is a leader in our community, and he is also the publisher of 5 newspapers. If any of you have seen in the newsstands or in the streets the boxes with El Especialito, well, Mr. Antonio Ibarria is the publisher of those newspapers. A man that came to this country many years ago from a very humble family, and today is a very important man in the Hispanic community and in the general community in this country. Now let's give a big hand for the Hispanic community. In State Latin America is an organization whose mission is to provide a better access of information to Hispanics on the services and growth opportunities available in this country. Believe it or not all Hispanics are well aware of all the growth opportunities that we have in this country. And because they're not aware of it, they just take advantage of it. So, in Safe Latin America, we believe in preparing and helping prepare our people for a better quality of life. We also believe that success is related to the person's level of education. Well, let me tell you, do you know that 30% of Hispanics don't finish school in the state of New Jersey? And then we ask ourselves in Safe Latin America, if our youth is not finishing high school, where are the lawyers? Where are the doctors? Where are the teachers, the architects, the engineers? Where are the leadership of tomorrow within the Hispanic community that you and I are so proud of? So it's very important that you develop the right attitude toward education. It's very important that you understand the hard work of your teachers. Let me ask you a question. I'd like to see hands up. How many of you think that teachers do have an easy job? Hands up.
Question?
An easy job. Well, for those people with their hands up, let me tell you one thing. You may say, well, the teacher comes to school at 9 o'clock, leaves at 3, works 5 days a week, works, I believe it's 7 or 8, 9 months a year. But that's what you see. Let me tell you what you don't see. Let's picture a teacher with 25 students in a classroom. And now you have an exam. And at 2:55, you run to the teacher and you put the exam in her desk. 2 days later, she comes in and starts calling names and giving you test back, evaluated and graded. When did you think your teacher did that job? At home. While you were watching television, while you were playing in the gym, while you were enjoying yourself, late at night the teachers are working for you. You know what? Let's give all your teachers a big hand. They deserve it. Let me tell you something else. Within the next few weeks, summer is coming. Summer vacations for all of you. But you know what your vacations, your teachers are going to be preparing the next school year, next program. So they're going to be working again for you. Let's give them again a big hand this time. Now let me tell you quickly about our program, Reaching Our Dreams. Reaching Our Dreams is a program very important because it promotes the importance of education as a way to succeed in life. The program consists of inviting successful Hispanics to share with all of you, with the students' populations, not only of this school, but many other schools. We have been already, I think it's in 15 schools. And these people take time out of the very busy schedule to come and tell you about their life's experiences, their struggles, their successes. Know why? Because they want you to be like them, to be successful like them. And then, let me tell you about today's program. We have two great speakers. And they are here to share with you their ups and downs of their lives. And in the process, you're going to learn some things. And let me tell you that today's program consists of the following. The speaker's job is to share with you their life's ups and downs. Your job is to listen carefully. Your teacher's job is to ask you to write essays based on today's presentation. Wait. Not yet. Hear the rest. My job is to come in once the school principal calls me and tells me that all the essays are ready. My job is to pick them up and sit down with the Education Commission of State Latin America, of which Mrs. Vilma Leon is a founder and a member, and which Mr. Calvo is a founder and a member. Let's give them a big hand. And they're going to read each and every one of your essays. And then we're going to select the 3 best. You know what? That's not an easy job. You know why? Because there is a tremendous amount of talent within this group. And then what happened, late in June, the 3 winners are going to be invited with their parents, their families, and their teachers and friends to Las Palmas restaurant in West New York, where we're going to have a nice little party and present a flag to those 3 winners, to each of the winners. And you know what? I have a question for you. I want to see right now the 3 hands that expect to walk out of Las Palmas with an award. How many? Terrific. You know what? Make it part of your dreams, and let me tell you, you're going to make it. Well, now, let's go back to the program. We have with us a very young lady that was born in Colombia. Her name, Diana Montes. Her profession, she's a lawyer. How would a young lady that comes here at the age of 16 from Colombia becomes a lawyer? That's what she's going to tell us. Let's give Iliana Montes a big, big hand.
Good morning, everyone. Well, first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Torres last week that was going to be addressing a very small crowd, and actually I'm very surprised that it's probably 4 times as big as I thought it would be. But I'm here because I think that I have a story to tell you, and I would like to share it with you. As Mr. Torres told you before, I was born and raised in Colombia. When I was 16 years old, I had the opportunity to come to this country for 1 year to learn English. When my year was up, I realized the great opportunities that America has to offer everybody. And at that time, I had the courage to confront my parents and ask them and tell them that I wanted to stay in the United States to pursue my education here. When I moved to this country, I did not speak a word of English, and that was the very first challenge I had here. It was a challenge that I had to face absolutely every day, and that I still face when I go to court every day, when I speak in public, when I have to write my briefs, when I have to argue an appellate brief before the judge. That's a challenge, that's a barrier that I have to face every day, but I do it because I believe in myself and because I know that I have the opportunity to do it. I did my last year of high school in Easton, Pennsylvania. Then, after that, I went to East Stratford University where I studied psychology. After that, I decided to become a lawyer. It was not easy. First of all, any profession that you choose, you have to be good, you have to be dedicated, you have to believe in yourself, you have to study endless hours so that you can make it. Not only to the application process so that you can prove to the school even before you get accepted that you can follow the curriculum, but also you have to prove yourself absolutely every day so that you do not get rejected and you get good grades to advance to the second and the third year. I graduated from law school in 1997 from Seton Hall in Newark. After that, I clerked for a judge in Hudson County, which is Jersey City, Judge Velasquez, who's also Hispanic. He's from Puerto Rico. Then after that, I went to work for a law firm, Garces and Robert, that served a lot of Hispanic clients. And about a year ago, I opened up my own office. I think that I have achieved a lot, but the reason why I have achieved a lot is because of many things. First, because I had the opportunity to be in this country that gave me a lot of open doors to get a good education, to get good examples from my teachers, from my professors in law school, from my colleagues in law school as well, but also because I believed in myself. And the reason why I'm here today, this morning, it was a last night, not my dream last night, is because I think that you are in a perfect age to choose what you want, to choose the best that you can be, and to choose the right path for you. It is not easy selecting what you should and what you should not do. There are always barriers, there are always challenges, always problems, whether they're financial, whether they're family problems, whatever problems you have to analyze that absolutely everyone is facing different problems. But you have to be strong. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to select what is right for you. Now, what is right for you might not be right for another person who's sitting right next to you. Nobody's here to tell you what exactly you have to do. If you want to become a lawyer, if you want to become a doctor, whatever it is. If you do not want to become any of these two professionals, whatever you decide to do, just do the best that you can be. And choose whatever it is that within yourself is going to make you happy. However, it is important for you to also analyze that there are ways or paths that you have to be careful of. Paths that will not take you to the right end, that will not take you to the dreams. In my profession, I have the opportunity right now to represent a lot of clients that unfortunately did not take the right path. And because of that, they have to face the legal system, they have to face the court system, and unfortunately, in some occasions, they have to face even jail time. It is not easy. It is not easy for them. And I do have a lot of young clients in their 20s, in their 30s, that they regret having selected that path. But you're young, you still have an opportunity to choose the right way. Be careful with the selections that you take. As I said, it hasn't been easy for me, and I'm sure that our next speaker is also going to tell us that it hasn't been easy for him. But that's life. Life is not easy for anybody. But you can do whatever you want with your life. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and you cannot do. You can have a positive attitude and think that whatever it is that you want to achieve, you will achieve. There are different role models out there, whether they're in your family, whether they're in your school, whether you see them in television. Use them. Use their wisdom, their example, and use them in a positive way to make your life as positive and successful as it should be. I think that's all I have to say, but it's been a pleasure addressing you, and if you have any questions at the end of the program, I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. I'd like to thank Mr. Tortorella and his staff for having us here this morning to speak with you all. Like Mr. Torres said, my name is Lenny Calvo. I was born and raised in Green City. My parents are both Cuban. Being raised with 6 siblings wasn't really easy. When I was in my mom's stomach, my dad left my mother, and they separated and they got divorced a few years after that. So that's how my life started. I have 6 grade brothers and sisters. We're all 1 year apart. I attended Hudson School in Union City Grammar School, and it wasn't easy attending school and at times sitting down with a colleague, a classmate of mine, and I see that he or she had the clothes that I would like to wear. I remember back then it was the Jordache jeans and the Sassoon jeans. Today it would be like the Tommy Hilfiger, I guess. But I wasn't that fortunate to have everything that other students did. Of course, my mom couldn't work because she had 6 of us. We were on welfare, and thank God for this great country that they gave families like myself the opportunity to be on welfare for the time being, to assist us with some mutual aid. Going through high school, grammar school, I would go there like at 7 o'clock in the morning. The school back then would feed us breakfast, and then have lunch. I would stay there for the after-school program. I don't know if you have it here, I'm sure you do. Back then we had an after-school program and it would finish at 8 o'clock at night. So they would feed us some snack afterwards and then go home for the night. And usually, I really felt that Hudson School was more like a second home, but at times I thought it was like my first home. Because really, basically, I just would go home to my real house, sleep there, take a shower, and then go back to school. But thank God that the city had programs like this for students to be in, and it was like more like a safe haven for us. Going through grammar school, I graduated from Hudson School and attended Emerson High School in New York City. Emerson was a great life for me. I was very, very lucky. Like Eliana says, everyone should really have like a mentor or a hero. And I was very fortunate to meet someone that was very, very close, that I got close to throughout the years in high school. And that was my former vice principal, who is now the principal of Emerson High School. That's Mr. Fazio. I got involved in a lot of activities, extracurricular activities in high school. I was on the student council. I was the president of the student council. I was a quarterback. I played football. Every time that there was a dance, I would always help out. And through the years, being close to Mr. Fazio, he was more like a father figure to me. And I think everyone in life needs some sort of hero or mentor. Even if you have a mom and dad and brothers and sisters, sometimes we can't go to our brothers and sisters or our parents and tell them everything that we want to tell them. Because maybe at times they just can't understand what are some of the problems we're dealing with. And my mom was a great mother. She was a really great mother. I couldn't ask for anything better than her. But Mr. Fazio really was a father figure to me, and he helped me through college, and he helped me become a firefighter as well. You know, he pushed me to become a firefighter. I really didn't want to go to college right after high school. It took me a couple of years because I really didn't know what to do. But I worked doing construction work. I was in construction for quite a while. And then I decided to go to college with the help of Mr. Fazio. But I always managed to work throughout my whole life, knowing that my mom never had any money. It was hard at times to, for her to feed us and have food on the table. When I was young in grammar school, I delivered newspapers. Back then it was the Hudson Dispatch. And in the morning I would wake up at 5:30 and make sure that all the newspapers were delivered by 6:30 at the doorsteps. I had like 150 carriers. My mom at times would help me deliver the newspapers as well. We always needed money, so every time I would come home and bring money, she would be so happy. She would smile, and it was like some words. For me, every time I came home with $5, and I knew that once I came home with $5, it would make my mom smile and cheer up. So I've always looked to make extra money. I was always praying during the winter times that it would snow so hard. And like, the more feet it would snow, the more money I would make, because I would go out there shoveling with my brother Leo. And we would just shovel house to house. And at times they would pay us $5, $7, but by the end of the night, we would make over $100. And my mom, because of working so hard, my mom has always instilled into us to save money. And back in 7th grade, she brought me to the bank and we opened up a bank account. Back then, it was only $50 to open up an account. And from there, I would save money little by little. I used to work at a grocery store, delivering groceries as well. But my dream was always to help my mom out with money and to buy a house for my mother. And I never thought that it was going to be easy. I never thought it would be possible for myself to own a house. And when you're young, like at this age, I guess it's hard to believe it. But everyone here could own a house. Everyone here could own many houses. It's all up to you and on how hard you work. And in life, you have to work hard. You can't be lazy, and you can't be shy. You have to go out there and work. So as I was saving money, and I was in the construction field, my mom at times couldn't pay the rent. And thank God we had a great uncle, which was my mom's brother, to assist us with paying rent, monthly rent. So finally, when I graduated high school, I had a job in Sea Coffees. I was a warehouse supervisor for Perry Ellis, and then I was a security guard at night. And then working in Hobokeen, I used to bartend in Good and Plenty. That was a bar here on Washington Street, closed down now. But I was making a lot of money then because I had like 3 jobs. Hardly sleeping, but I knew that I would reap the benefits years down the line. And I saved up money, and I was able to buy a house, and I bought a house for my mom, and that was such a big happiness for me, for my family as well. And we live in that house today in Union City. My brother Leo is an electrician, licensed electrician, and he's now a firefighter as well. I'm in my 5th year as a firefighter, 5 years being a firefighter. My brother is 2 years. He's 2 years older than me. And today, because he makes good money with his electrical business and being a firefighter, today we're business partners. And we own quite a few properties throughout the city, Union City and West New York. But everyone here, you can make it and succeed in life. Everyone needs a hero, like that song, "Did you ever know that you're my hero?" I'm a great singer, but everyone needs a hero. And grab onto someone. You'll find that person. It could be a teacher, it could be a firefighter, it could be a police officer, it could be a neighbor. But everyone needs a hero. Because we all have dreams. Every one of us has dreams. We all have dreams to be an attorney, a lawyer, like Ileana, a cop, a firefighter, a doctor, whatever it is. We all have dreams. But believe me, school was not for me, guys. I did not want to go to college when I graduated high school. I was too scared. I said, I'll never make it in college. I finally graduated college with a criminal justice degree. And I tell you what, college, I felt it was a lot easier for me than in high school. And high school, I thought it was easier than in grammar school, so it just got easier. But I guess as you grow up, you realize the importance of education. And everyone needs education. In my spare time, I'm a member of Western State Latin America. I'm also a member of the Red Cross, which is the whole of Hudson County, covers Hobokeen. I'm a member of the Latin Kiwanis Club, and also a member of the PTA in my former grammar school, in Hudson School. On my part-time, I'm also a licensed fire inspector in the state of New Jersey. So I'm a firefighter. I work every 4 days. This morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, when you were coming to school, I was coming out of work. We work 24-hour shifts, and Hobokeen is the same thing. I started, I don't know what day it is. I started Wednesday morning at 8, and I ended this morning at 8 o'clock. So on my days off, I work for the city of Union City as a fire inspector in City Hall. And of course, on my spare time, I'm on the Board of Education. And I love being on the Board of Ed because it's always giving back to my community. And I go around to every school. I try to make it to all the assemblies, to all the dinners, and I try to be a role model. I try to be a role model for the students in our school. My mom is a teacher's aide in Union City. My brother's a licensed doctor, a social worker, and he also works. And my sister-in-law is a teacher. My fiance is a teacher. My other sister's a teacher. They all became teachers. So it's pretty good. We all work together in Union City. My whole family spends a lot of time, and we dedicate a lot of time back to Union City to help out the children of the city. So I guess that's all I have to say. If anyone has questions, they can ask me.
You heard Lenny say a couple of things very interesting. One of them is you have to work hard. Ileana told you before, you have to believe in yourself. So we have 2 things to remember. Believe in yourself, work hard. And when Mr. Carver talks about work hard, he is a good example of it. I want you to know that he started to work as a firefighter yesterday in his unit. and he left this morning. He went home, took a shower, and here he is. And he came in his firefighter uniform, so I asked him to do so. So I want you to see a fireman out of his. I'm sure that you see many of them with their caves and their equipment. And they were very hard to prevent fires, to put out fires, and to save lives. Let's give Mr. Calvo another big. If anybody told you that life is supposed to be easy, that you're supposed. Let's give him a big hand. ¿Cómo te llamas?
This is in the fire. Well, kids making fun of you by the way you dress. Like, how did you take it?
There were times where, and to be honest with you, there were times where I went to school with my sneakers. You get it back? No, stay here. Stay here. Close to me. There were times when I went to school and I wasn't that fortunate to have the sneakers or even full shoelaces. I went to school with only. I remember I see pictures today and I said, Mom, how can you let us go to school with half a shoelace on? And she's like, I didn't have the money. And then like today, we laugh about it, and we laugh at the shorts that we used to wear and clothes. But back then, of course, it was embarrassing, but today it's funny because thank God that we're not predicament anymore. But it was, sometimes it was very uncomfortable. I used to get very upset when my mom used to send me to the store to buy milk or bread with coupons. And I used to be so embarrassed. I used to tell my friends, just wait outside the store, I'll be right out. So I would go in, pay for it, and come back out. So this way they wouldn't see me with, buying the food with coupons. So it was very difficult, very hard. But today, I'm so happy that, the government was able to give us the chance to be on welfare, and today we're reaping the benefits from that.
Okay, let's give him a hand. All right. Second question. Come over here, lady.
Usually we shouldn't have been embarrassed these coupons because we only use family first cards.
Another question, this side. You have a question? What do we have to write about? Very good question. Very good question. He is asking what do you have to do to get in the contest. All you have to do is to write about this program. What is your perception of this program? What do you get out of what this young lady and this young man told you? And you're going to be one of the winners. Give me a... What's his name? Luis is going to be one of the winners. Let's give him a big hand. Okay, what's your name? John.
When did you start everything that you're doing?
When did I
Start everything that you're doing.
You mean this program? Very good question. Luis is asking when do we start this program. This program was started, 2.5 years ago? 2.5 years ago, we spoke to more than 3,000 children throughout Hudson County and Passaic. I believe some 15 schools. And now the program is being so successful that it's being moved to New York. And in next September, it's going to be in Newark and it's going to be in Percival. We have people interested in education calling us from all over the state of New Jersey, and we're going to start in New York. Thank you. That's a very good question. All right. We have a question.
I have a question. Were you depressed about the things that the other kids have that you didn't have?
Very good question. Were you depressed? Very good question.
What's your name?
Byron?
Byron.
You got Byron and Katrina, right? Katrina? If some of you can relate to me and are in that situation, just remember, look in the mirror and say to yourself that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, or be whatever it is that you want to be. Always have faith and reach your dreams, okay?
Be a firefighter and stuff, and a lawyer. Did anybody say that you weren't going to be it? Like they said, oh, that's a waste of your time.
Anybody trying to discourage you from being a fighter?
No, a lot of people were actually pushing me to become a firefighter. I took the firefighter test, and I also took the test to become a police officer in New York City. And I both passed that, I passed both tests. So I had the choice of becoming a police officer or a firefighter. So I decided to become a firefighter. I was the one that was a little discouraged in the beginning because I didn't think I could pass the test to become a firefighter. But the test isn't easy. To this day, becoming a firefighter or a police officer, the test is not easy. It's not hard. Okay? It's not. What's your name? Frankie?
Yeah.
Let's give a good round of applause for Frankie.
Okay, the question was, how did I learn the language and who did I live here with? I had the opportunity to live with an aunt who still lives in Pennsylvania, and she was very generous to have me there for a couple of years. And the way that I learned English was, studying it very hard after school, paying close attention in class, studying endless hours after school day to try to keep up with the other children. And just like everything else, learning a language, it's something that is a very long process. So even today, I'm still learning, I'm still reading, I'm still studying everything, because when it's your second language, it's very difficult, especially when you come at an age of 16 or older. It's very, very difficult. So I'm still in that process. But I also want to comment on another question that was previously asked, whether I was discouraged before of going to law school and become a lawyer. People were not discouraging me. However, statistics were. There were times where I would read the statistics of how many Hispanics, how many African Americans were either accepted into law school or graduated from law school. And the statistics were astonishing. First of all, only about 4% of my class were minority. And that statistic alone made me very afraid, not only me, but all the other minorities that were in my class. So don't be afraid of that. You can do it. If the rest of the class can do it, you can do it. You can be successful in that pre-examination before you get accepted into the school. And whatever you do from now on until you get into the age of getting into college, there are so many things that you can do and you can write about in that essay that you have to write before you get accepted into college. that you can show the community, the acceptance committee, that you will demonstrate to them that you are going to make it. And just because you are a minority, that doesn't mean that you have to become a statistic. So believe in yourself and don't get either statistics or people, don't let them discourage you, because certainly anything can be done. And like we say in Spanish, querer es poder.
Sorry, those are all the time that we have for questioning. Now let me tell you, Liliana just said something very, very important. She says you could do it. She said querer es poder. I want you to think of something. As I glance around this room, I see a lot of doctors, engineers, teachers, lawyers, police officers, firefighters, etc., etc. I'd like you to think another thing. Every one of you is like a diamond. You are unpolished diamonds. Your teachers are diamond polishers, and they're helping you. But you know what? The biggest help should come from within yourself. You have to understand that you have no limit in the things that you could learn and the things that you could accomplish, because you are brilliant and you have it within you. And you have it within you not because you're a Hispanic, not because you are an Afro-American, not because you are Italian, Irish, etc., etc. You have it within you because you are a child of God. And God made you for success, not failure. God didn't do anyone to be a failure. The success of failure in your life is developed within you. You determine what it is that you want to do in life. Our job is to help you see what is out there, other than the things that you see in the streets, and other than the friends who invite you to do things that are against the law, and then you wind up in front of a judge being defended by a lawyer. Your parents come from humble backgrounds, but the biggest things, the biggest demonstration of love that you can give your parents is your own success. And to succeed in life, first, Ileana said very nicely, you have to believe first in God and then in yourself. You shouldn't be afraid. And if anybody, let me tell you, every question that you put to us is a reflection of your thinking. If anybody tried to discourage you from whatever it is that you want to be in life, those friends, those advices you don't need. The one thing that I'm going to leave you with is that life is not easy. And if anybody tells you that you could earn easy money, tell them no. To earn money, you have to sweat. You have to do like your good role model here today, Mr. Calvo. Your teachers work very hard to help shape you. Your fathers and mothers, your parents, within their limitations, are doing the best they can to help you. But the truth of the matter, and I don't want to be repetitious, I just want you to go out of here with this message. Nobody could make you succeed or fail, but yourself. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
Now it's my turn to do a little bragging. Mr. Calvo is on the Board of Education in Union City, so I know he's very familiar with the state standardized assessments. He mentioned that one of his role models was Mr. Fazio. I happen to know Mr. Fazio very, very well. He's an outstanding educator. He was also an All-American basketball player in college, and he had a tryout with the Boston Celtics. So he's an athlete and a scholar, and really a great, great role model. I'm very proud of the students that we have here at Demorest Middle School, and I'm especially proud of my staff. And last year, A.J. Demorest Middle School had the highest 8th grade DECA test scores out of all the added districts, with 100% of our students passing the literary arts section of the DECA test. So how about... We try. You have to think you can. You work hard and you get smart. That smart is something you get. That smart, you are not born smart, but that you can become smart. And I think the message that was given here today is certainly the message that we try and deliver to you on a daily basis through the practices of the staff. I want to thank the people who are here today. I want to thank them for their time, their energy, and their effort. And, you know, Nike says just do it, and they're here, and they're doing it. And there's the old saying, you know, it's easy to talk, but you have to walk the walk, and that's what these people are doing. I happen to know for a fact, besides what you see them doing here, I happen to know for a fact that Mr. Calvo does a lot and gives back a tremendous amount to his community. I know he did a very big toy drive and party for the underprivileged kids in Union City in December. So they're not just here talking the talk, but they are delivering. They are walking the walk. It is with pride that I would like to make each and every one of them an honorary staff member of Demorest Middle School. And our staff shirt says, to teach, to touch lives forever. And I think the four of you are doing that today. You are teaching, you are touching lives forever. Ms. Montez. Vilma. Mr. Calvo. Mr. Torres. I want to also let you know that I'm very proud of the students here at Demorest, and I'm very proud of the way you behave. I know it's not always easy to sit here at an assembly program when we have speakers, but I think you were very, very attentive. I think you were very, very polite, and I think you represented the community of Hoboken, and in particular, A.J. Demorest Middle School, with a great deal of pride and integrity. And for that, I have to thank you, but most importantly, I have to thank the role models that you have every day, the teachers. So, thank you. To your fourth period class. At this time, I'm going to ask the 8th grade teachers only to please escort our 8th grade students to their fourth period class.